Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mitch's Minute, or Mitch's Mega Minute. I forgot to put the mega, so I always emphasize that Mitch's Mega Minute.
Mitch's Mega Minute, not just Mitch's Minute.
It's the mega. All right. So this week Nate isn't joining us again. He stayed up pretty late, working on highlights that you guys will get sometime, either on Tuesday or before Tuesday, for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I haven't had a chance to look at them quite yet, but I'm sure that they're amazing. And we're going to be kind of talking about three main subjects today. But before we go into those subjects, let's go right on ahead and get into channel news as I move to studio mode, because I totally forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Whoopsie poopsie. All right. Let's go ahead and cut. All right. So in channel news this week, we're going to be continuing our run of Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're probably going to do that on Tuesday and Friday, if I'm going to be honest. I'm really enjoying it, and I know that you guys seem to be as well. We have almost 200 views on the video, and that's fucking baller. Like, that's fucking great. I'm pretty happy about it, and I want us to keep going on that adventure, and just to kind of get through it. And obviously, we're going to be doing all the side quests and stuff like that, because I think it's really cool. If we ever get to a point in the game where maybe we don't want to do it, we'll just say in stream, like, maybe not. Maybe we'll come back to this, or because who knows? Those first couple were like really solid, but like the fact that they're time locked, definitely is kind of putting an interesting timer on things. Well, not timer, but you know what I mean. Definitely puts a different kind of strain on it. But yeah, so we're gonna be playing that on Tuesday and Friday. Persona 5 will be continuing this week on Thursday. Gangboon and I have been playing Animal Crossing these last couple weeks, and now that we've taken our small vacation, much less the players did, we will go ahead and continue on Okamura's Palace. If you guys, I'm sorry if you guys do not like the Okamura voice. If enough of you say something about it, I'll probably change it. Not everyone wants to hear the president. Like, not everyone wants to hear my shitty fucking impersonation of the president. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the podcast. Today's podcast is kind of a unique one. If you guys can tell from the thumbnail art, I do want to talk a little bit about something. It's kind of super personal. I've talked about, well, not maybe personal, but we've talked about this a lot on the podcast. I normally use the podcast to talk about things that are, directly, some things that I'm directly dealing with, or, like some shows or things that, that I kind of am like super interested in. And if you guys have been following the podcast for a while, you know that I was a very big fan of Blizzard Entertainment. So this is kind of that weird spot where I have to kind of open up a little bit about this. So I've been playing Hearthstone lately, and I know that the whole point of the boycott was to support Blitzchung and his decision, and it was still stupid, and I still stand by that. I still stand by the fact that I think what they did with Blitzchung was fucking stupid, and I researched into it a little bit more, and then I found out that he's going back to Hearthstone, and it was a weird real-ass realization, and I don't know how to feel about it. And I said, fuck it, why not? And I fucking, loaded Hearthstone. So, in a strange way, I am Illidan the Betrayer. I betrayed all you.
I mean, I wouldn't say you betrayed everyone.
That's the thing. So, like, okay, I don't agree with how they handled Blitzchung, right? I don't agree with that. I still don't. I still think that that's a super shitty situation, and what happened with Blitzchung and what happened with Warcraft 3 Reforged and all this stuff that's been happening, like, they're on a downward spiral. Like, they are in a shitty situation, and until J. Allen Brack, I think, isn't the president of Blizzard anymore, it's hard for me to have faith in the company, and yet I'm playing their game. Like, I'm playing Hearthstone.
Right.
And it's kind of, it's definitely conflicting, but I ran into this situation where for the last ironically 6 months we've been having a hard time Me and my friends, we've been having a very hard time finding a game to play together. It's been very rough because essentially every game that we pick, like, one person won't like this, one person's more into puzzles, one person, like it's a whole shebang, it's a whole thing. And it's kind of, the truth of the matter is the only games that we ever really played together were like Blizzard games, like Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch. We tried League of Legends for a while. That didn't really pan out,
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of, the way I feel about it is it's conflicting. It's definitely a conflicting thing, but like I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't having fun. This is the first time I feel like I've been playing a game that like really is like it captured me again, or captured me in the sense of like the reason why it's Illidan in the image is because Illidan just came out. He's Demon Hunter class for Hearthstone, and I've been playing that a little bit, and that's great. It's it's Hearthstone is still just as good as I remember it, but it's it's different. It's really different, but I will say this much. The minute that I was like, hey, do you by chance want to play Overwatch, literally everyone jumped on the bandwagon, and then we've been playing since.
Well,
yeah.
Almost everyone.
Almost everyone. Nate can't get the game to download proper. No, wait, he did. He got that. We fixed it, remember?
Yeah, you guys fixed it. I was referring to myself.
Oh, yeah. You don't like it when we play Overwatch. You don't like the monsters we become when we
Oh god. Like, yeah. I'm like, it makes you guys so mad. Why do you play it if you're so angry? And they're like, it's a fun angry. What? And I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, so like I said, guys, like I know that like for months we were kind of talking about it, and we were, I was boycotting it of my own, my own volition. I was upset about how they handled the Blitzchung situation, and I still am. I still think J. Allen Brack's a piece of shit. But I also think that the people who made Hearthstone are very solid people. I think that Blizzard, in terms of how they produce their games and their lore, are, they're very, like, it's well done, except for some of the decisions done with Overwatch, and so I just wanted to kind of just let you know where I personally stand on this, because what I didn't want was we would be playing a game and we'd be mentioning something about Illidan the Betrayer, or Gul'dan, or Gromash, or none. I didn't mention anyone from the Alliance.
That's because you don't play anyone from the Alliance. Be honest with yourself.
Thrall? No, Thrall's the Horde. The fuck.
God, you're bad at this.
Arthur? No, he's the Lich King. Shit.
You don't know a single fucking one of them, do you? It's all right. You're part of the Horde. It's what.
No, for the Horde. It's a whole thing. Anyways, the point is that I just wanted you guys to know what was up. Because I didn't want it to just be something that was revealed. Oh, Mitchell gave up on his fucking boycott. I wanted to be upfront about it, and I'm not buying any cards. I'm not buying any loot boxes. I'm not buying any skins. But I did spend that fucking money, and I'm using the games. That's kind of the shitty way about it, So that being said, let's talk about a little bit something different. I do want to talk a little bit about what happened on Friday, which is the fucking Final Fantasy VII remake. All right.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, so Nate's not here, so we can kind of go into it, I think, a little bit more than we could. Remnants of Sephiroth, huh?
Yeah, what the fuck?
So that's what I think's happening. I think that it's the remnants of Sephiroth, then that's what was around Aerith. Because that the fact that the interaction is like that is so like weird. That's such an interesting, like, it's weird, but like it's an interesting creative decision to kind of change like change up how they met, you know. Where it's a combat heavy scenario, but the game is fucking phenomenal. I think like, what was it, IGN gave it like an 8 out of 10. This is just what I needed. This game is fucking great.
Oh, it's so beautiful too. I'm I'm so happy to see everyone except for my boy, but I'm so happy to see everyone.
It's that's the thing. They've done a really, really great job with it. I cannot wait to come back to it on Tuesday. The game is just so solid. I will say that obviously, like, I feel bad because I'm sure that like I want to play more like Barrett and Tifa and stuff, but I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna keep Buster soaring it up with Cloud. Like, fuck it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard, you know, to really express why the game is working for me right now without kind of like getting super into it. And I kind of want to do that when we finish the game, is kind of go super into detail and talk about what worked and what didn't work and all that sort of stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah. I'm super excited to keep like seeing more of it and to honestly, I just want to know what else they changed.
I'm I'm really interested in this, just seeing how like this is gonna turn out. Also, Insane Oddball says, fun fact, you might have missed the talking to a Shinra guard in the slums trying to ask Cloud on a date. Gay writes, they scream.
They scream.
They scream.
You know what?
Yeah.
To be fair, look at him. Look at Cloud.
Cloud is, yeah, they really went balls to the walls to just make him look just great. He looks awesome. I would argue.
Know.
You know, the worst part is he looks better than, I think if you combined all the boys in FF15, he looks better than all of them.
He's so pretty. Who let him be that pretty? Like, he's outshining some of these girls out here. Kind of pretty.
Yeah. I think we said even in the video where it's like, is it just me or is Cloud prettier than Tifa?
Because everybody's like, man, Tifa's such a bombshell. Fucking Tifa's so hot. And then like, but Cloud though, and we all know what happens in the honeycomb.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, he's the prettier of the two.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out when we get there.
God, I cannot wait to fucking see that. I cannot wait for the honeycomb.
I'm looking forward to just playing the game like in its entirety to just to stream that. Like, that's gonna be such a good fucking time. I think that's all I can really say about it, other than real quick, I just want to say real quick, Punisher mode. That shit's fucking bomb. That fucking shit is awesome. Holy shit. Holy shit. That shit is just I can't so wait
until you get like a bigger team going, honestly.
Oh yeah?
Well, yeah, because so far it's been like two people. I can't wait until you got like 4+ people there.
So that being said, though, I do want to kind of switch into our last topic of the night. I know we're only 14 minutes in, and we're switching to the last topic of the night, everyone. But this one's going to take a little bit. So I powered through my Empire route, and then I did another Empire route, all within the span of a fucking week. Because New Game Plus helps. New Game Plus is my savior. So
yeah, let's fucking bet.
Let's fucking talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses. So this is a long time coming. This is a conversation I really wish Nate could join us on, but once again, he's just not here. But I didn't want to, not have you guys kind of get updated on what happened. So my first Empire playthrough, was incredibly similar to the Yellow Deer House or the Golden Deer House's playthrough, in which there's the bridge, you fight Edelgard, you kill Edelgard, you go to spoilers. I'm not sure if I should have said that or not, but spoilers.
Maybe.
You go to Shambhala, and then after you go to Shambhala, you then fight a corrupt version of Rhea.
Oh.
And
okay.
And that is the final battle. You have this you have this battle with a corrupt version of Rhea, and then like then like you cradle Rhea in your arms as she's dying in the church, and it's this big scene. And then you become new pope. You become the new pope of the land. And I will say, killing Edelgard with Empire kids was one of the worst experiences I've had as a gamer. Like, that was probably one of the worst. Because it sucked, because that's not what I wanted, you know? Like, I wanted to team with Edelgard. Edelgard's, like, my favorite character, and you know...
Do you have to kill her?
Yes, you have to in that route. But, as I powered through it, I looked up online, so what was the thing I did wrong... to get through the next part of it. For the most part, the route is essentially the same. So for the first half, it's all the same stuff. It's when you get to there's a certain thing you have to do where you have to watch Edelgard ascend to the throne, and then you are given the option to stay with her. And her backstory is so fucking sad that you're like, oh, okay. Well, fuck. And so now it's like, why, like, Rhea becomes a goddamn psychopath. And it's like, we must cleanse the earth of Edelgard and her fucking shit tier rebellion. And like, oh no. Like, it's a thing. It's a whole thing.
It fucking sounds like it, dude.
Oh my god. Dude, so that's the thing. What we wanted in our playthrough is what I got with the Edelgard route. You fight the church, you kill Rhea, like in her giant dragon immaculate form. Your heart stops beating, but then the tears and love of Edelgard makes your heart continue.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
Only with lesbian love can you live.
And it's super works. And the thing is that I think I love Edelgard more than I love like any other character in that game. Like, I love them all, but I think Edelgard's definitely like that character where I'm like, this is what I wanted in our playthrough. I wanted Claude to be the one that rebelled, and he was just kind of He rebelled in his own unique way, but he did it like it was in like we're going to, you're now the Pope, so now I can, do my thing, right?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with Claude. That's not to say there's anything wrong with like Claude's route. I did enjoy what we got. Up until the very, very, very last moment where like the finale felt kind of weird. But if you wanted this game to feel like there's a sense of finality, holy shit, that route, Edelgard's route, that has a good sense of finality. That final battle happens. You go and meet her in the fucking clock tower after it's all over. You fucking get married. Oh, that's a good end. Like, that's like that was what I wanted. I'm like, that's like, and then now that I knew what was up with some of the social links, like I had some of the characters for my game. Like, I knew which S ranks to get and which ones to not. Like, I figured that shit out. So like, holy fucking shit. Like, I still didn't get all the answers I wanted, but there is like, they were right. Like, the fans were right. There are some things that just naturally come with like little nuggets of information. So Edelgard is like I think she's the youngest, or she's like, she has 8 siblings and all of them have died. In attempts to get a child that bore like a crest, and it's a fucked system. She acknowledges it's a fucked system. She was like essentially she was like imprisoned and like kind of tortured and shit. And it's like, oh
yeah,
it's like a whole thing. Um, and so like she's the Flame Emperor, and she's wanting to rebel against Rhea for these, for kind of like, hey, you're the one who kind of emphasized the crests. You're the one who sets this nobility. It's like, and it's everything we talked about in the route. It's everything that we wanted in the route. So then you have all these people, like, one of my favorite things is I did get the S ranks with like the nice thing is knowing that because I was going to go for Edelgard anyways, I could have Edelgard go through some S ranks, and they're really nice, like with Hubert and some of the other characters. And I realized slowly that, oh, I'm just cucking you. Oh, that's what I'm doing. But no, so like that's the thing though. So like everyone had like these really like interesting dynamics and stuff, and obviously I do really like Dorothea and Bernadetta. I ended up marrying Dorothea in my first playthrough, in the one in which we just had to defeat corrupt Rhea, and that was nice. And that's the thing, like the writing is very solid in terms of like dialogue, script, and stuff like that. Like that's the part that really wins me over with these games. But overall, Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of the most interesting games that came out last year. To me, it's the best RPG that came out. But there are some issues I just have in which it definitely does feel like, despite having taken like cues from Persona and some cues from visual novels and different endings and stuff like that, there is unfortunately this kind of lack of, I'm gonna say, finality.
Yeah.
The best finality I got in the game was going through Edelgard's true, like essentially her true route. Going through her true route was the best way that I actually, I felt like, the game was at its end, and Rhea was revealed to kind of be the monster that we kind of assumed she was in our playthrough.
Yeah. Oceano wants to know, did you recruit someone from another house?
Felix.
Oh, okay.
Felix, Sylvain. I'm trying to think. Did I get anyone else? I think I recruited. No, I think that's it. I think that was it. I think I only got Felix and Sylvain. I think I used Shamir a lot more in my Empire Kids playthrough. That's how I'll divide it up. I'm gonna call it Empire Kids playthrough, and then I'm gonna call it the Edelgard playthrough. That way, there's some divide. In the Empire Kids playthrough, I played with Shamir a lot more. She's real solid. But I didn't really feel like getting anyone from Yellow Deer House because Golden Deer House. I didn't feel like getting anyone from Golden Deer House just because, I don't know, there was something about it that I just like they're great and I love them, but I almost feel like recruiting characters, like I noticed that I only recruited characters from Blue Lions. Blue Lions is what they're called. Shit. I only got the characters from them, so like it's one of those things where it's like I think it's because to me it's like I want to fight those people on the battlefield. I want to fight, Dimitri, and I want to fight Claude, and I want to fight Hilda and stuff like that, because I want to see the kind of the reactions. One of my favorite ones was we have to fight Claude, and he has Hilda protecting him, and I shot down Hilda. And then Claude is just like, no, I told you to back down, like, because that was his plan. And there was something I really liked about how some of their character interactions, just felt. Who I ended up getting? Lysithea. That's who I ended up getting. In that same battle, I had ended up in a situation where we defeated Lysithea, and Lysithea was like, hey, can I just join your class instead of just killing me? And I was like, what? Okay, yeah, sure, Lysithea, why not?
Seriously?
Yeah, apparently. So I had the stats. And first of all, saying oddball, I did kill Hilda, if you saw how I played, if you saw how I played Yellow Deer House, you know that I was specifically going after those guys to kill them because I wanted to see their death stuff, and I wanted to make Nate cry. No, I wanted to, I wanted
Oh
to.
my
To me, that's half
goodness.
the experience. Like that's part of it to get to deal with the emotional punch. Like killing Edelgard sucked. Killing Rhea felt good.
Oh,
Um,
I bet.
well,
Because throughout our entire playthrough, we're just like, holy shit, she's a fucking monster. And we're all waiting for her to show her true colors, but she never did.
oh my god, dude. So that's the thing. If anything, I would say if you ever play this game, that's the route you should go on. Because Rhea becomes like a fucking warlord, and she's talking about she starts using maybe not directly, but it feels like she's using like biblical language, like describing just the scourge of Edelgard and like this non-believer to the cause, and even Catherine's like, "Whoa, dude, whoa!"
Oh
like
god,
to watch
that's
the knights,
really awesome.
yeah, to watch the knights be like, are you okay? That feels like the true route. That feels like the true, because that's another thing. Um, watching. So Edelgard kills Dimitri,
Yeah.
and it's gut wrenching
Oh.
because Dimitri, everyone knows Dimitri becomes kind of like this feral monster man, right?
Yeah.
Like not in the literal sense. Fucking Dedue does though. Dedue like becomes a demonic beast, and he's like, "For the kingdom," and then he like fucking like explodes into a giant monster. Oh, that boss fight was awesome. That was so good. Oh, I didn't get Sylvain in that playthrough, in the true Edelgard playthrough. So Sylvain and Ferdinand are going at each other. It's like that's the thing. Like everything I wanted out of Three Houses was in that route. The big battle against the kingdom, fighting alongside Edelgard, like having, understanding that like the crest system might be fucked. It all might be fucked. And then having Edelgard and Dimitri fight against one another, and then to have her cry over his death because she's like, this all could have been avoided. This all could have been, like, we didn't have to do this. She cared about these people. They were her classmates. Like this whole, like all of this, everything I wanted in terms of like story, development, how Rhea is treated as a character. It felt like a fucking Final Fantasy game. Like it felt like a final story.
Right. God, that really is so upsetting. I'm very curious about Dimitri's side now, though.
I am too, but I think I'm gonna give Fire Emblem a small break before I go and do that one.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
powered through 2 routes this week, man. Like 3 routes, technically. And I wouldn't say powered through, but I finished one route, then I went straight and finished my Empire route, and then I tried it again. So like it's been a whole thing, but holy shit, like that was the answer, guys. The answer, like as much as I love Claude and I love those kids and I love the characters and I love everything we did with them, the truth of the matter is everything we wanted was with Edelgard. In terms of what we wanted from a storyteller's perspective, in terms of how we wanted it from, like how we wanted our characters to develop, how we wanted the ending to be, it was all there. And honestly, like it's one of those things where it's like I know that like maybe like that's not the way to go about it. I know that a lot of people might think that, oh well, Edelgard's she's just evil Empire girl, but that's not how her character is. Like she's fighting the same battle. It's just she's taking it to the. I would argue that like, well, I don't necessarily agree with her actions. I do understand them, and that's kind of the whole point of it. So another fun fact: did you notice that Edge of Dawn didn't play during the credits during her route? That's because it's sung from her view, where the professor chose the other house.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I did actually notice. There's, I don't know. To me, like that was that was the thing. And when I get through the Blue Lions route, I'll talk about it then too. I want to talk about how they handled these things. I am weirdly curious how this is going to go, because Golden Deer House and the Black Eagles, like those two routes have been like, to me, the finality of this. You know, like this was what I wanted. I am very curious how the Blue Lions route goes.
Me too. I'm honestly very, very curious about what makes Dimitri snap so fucking hard that he goes feral.
I'm very curious. It's gonna suck killing Edelgard again, but I mean that comes to the territory. Like I said, so like you guys, if you watched the finale, I'm hoping that you watched the finale before you came here. If you watched the finale, you know that we didn't really enjoy some aspects of it. In terms of how like it's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot arrow in the air and it's gonna distract Nemesis, and then we're gonna kill Nemesis, and that's the end.
Next in says, do you know about the church route?
The church route?
The church route, whatever.
What's the church route?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard about this. I knew that there was 4. So after we beat the game, I looked it up, and there's 4 routes. Church route. Hang on a sec. Now I'm looking this up. Church route.
Now I gotta know. I'm very curious.
Yeah, same. The church route. You access this by playing through the Black Eagles route, but making choices to side of Archbishop Rhea towards the end of part 1. Oh, yeah, no, I did that. Yeah, you side with the church. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was like your...
Yeah, because then you become Pope. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
so
they added another one?
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I accidentally played that one first, ironically. I played the church route first, and then I played Edelgard True Route. Which I know that's not what it is, but I call it Edelgard True Route. Because that was the one that gave me the most satisfaction with the game. Edelgard's route is really solid. I really enjoyed it. It's hard though. You know, it's one of the things where it's like it's hard. But I feel like one of the hardest part for me was what was defeating the Blue Lions, because that is something that like I really how do I word this? So in the yellow Golden Deer House in the Golden Deer route, right? We have the battle at the hill, or at Gondor Fields or whatever, and that's supposed to be the last time we see Dimitri and those guys. Dimitri goes and chases after Edelgard, and soldiers end up stabbing the body, right? And I think it was like Hilda who found it, and she comes back and talks about it. And then the dude comes and he wants his revenge, and he's going to get his revenge. When we go there, I cannot express enough how more satisfying it is that we directly fought him, and that his death had more finality. Like, that's another thing. The Edelgard route, that shit's hard. That shit's fucking hard. Because the like desperate to do bursting into a fucking demon beast that's fucking huge. And then you're also trying, like, so what I had to do was I had to send essentially half the party to go deal with Dedue, in this giant shadow beast form, while the professor and Edelgard were dealing with Dimitri. And there was just such a, oh god, like structure-wise, it just felt good. Like every battle was another ramp. It just kept going, you know? Yeah. And then I think, what was it? Rhea burns the city with people still inside. I think. Like I know it was like late at night, but I'm like there was a Rhea intends to like our troops enter, and then Rhea begins to burn the city, and then like hoping to get us with her, and like all her followers are like, "You're going too far," and she's a giant fucking dragon. No.
Christ, alright.
Oh my god.
If you defeat Dedue before he becomes a beast, you get an alternate death scene between him and Dimitri, where they basically act like tragic lovers.
Oh my god. See, that's what I want. I want that kind of stuff. Like either way, it turns out awesome, right? Because the dude kind of like being like, oh, like, I'm sorry, my majesty, for the kingdom, and then he bursts into a giant monster. Like, that was awesome. That was so cool.
Oh, I bet.
Oh god, like that's what I wanted. I know I'm talking in circles, but it's essentially what I wanted. It had me emotionally invested. Like, it had like everything that we were craving. And the Golden Deer House just, didn't really deliver on that. And that's not, once again, this is not saying that the Golden Deer House route is not good. It's just, out of the three, I would argue that the ending with Nemesis is probably the weakest one. Going through, and yes, I am biased towards like the Black Eagle House, obviously, like, of course I am, but it just, I know I don't like Rhea, but like fighting corrupt Rhea and then like kind of becoming the next Pope, like even that ending had a little bit more, like more of a sense of finality, because you do find out stuff. You do find out, like, she does reveal to you secrets and stuff, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. So there's one more route for me to finish, and obviously there is a side story, but the side story doesn't, I guess, from my understanding, the side story doesn't really add anything to the main plot. There is no like true route of sorts. We know all that we need to know about essentially Saros being a visitor from, like, another world, and the gods aspect. They're just greater beings, quote unquote, and Shambhala and all that stuff. So I guess like there is the history, all of it's pieced together, but I would be remiss if as a visual novel player, if I was just like, well, that kind of sucks. That blows. True routes always are a great way to finish and cap off a game, and unfortunately, Fire Emblem just didn't do that. And that's nothing wrong. Fire Emblem is not a visual novel. It's just this particular one was inspired heavily by games like Persona and, ironically, visual novels. So it's a little hard to to not have that expectation. But that being said, though, it is one of the best games I played last year. It's probably one of the best games of 2000, like within the 2010s. Like, that was probably one of my best choices. So yeah, and with that, guys, we're gonna end today's episode. We're gonna go ahead and end today's episode. All right. If you guys like this episode, make sure you give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It's kind of weird because I essentially, like, I beat the game a couple of times now, and it's really good. Like, it's really good. I had such a great time. I ended up playing, on my playthrough, I was male Byleth, and
oh yeah.
I mean, it doesn't change anything in the game, but like it's definitely different. It definitely feels different. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode. Leave in the comments down below. Why don't you go ahead and leave me what you guys thought about, Fire Emblem. I'm very curious because I do feel like I might be an outlier here, like in terms of like how people interpreted this and all that kind of stuff. I kind of feel like I'm in a minority with the ending to with Edelgard's true ending. So, and also Insane Oddball is super right. Edelgard pegs Byleth no matter what.
Yeah, no matter which gender.
That's right. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
All right. We'll catch y'all later.
Catch you later.